And live from the rinks, it's Friday night hockey. Final game on the docket here tonight is between Smithtown Hauppauge JV Red and the Longwood Lions. Starting goaltenders, Sebastian Martins, and for Longwood, and on the other side it's going to be Jacob Caradonna. Face off is won back by the Bulls, D-to-D. Agavino, Cummings, and right back, and then Bolero breaks up the play, looking to push the pace, forcing a turnover. Heinlein coming in, hands it back to Bolero, looking for a wraparound, forced outside. Comes to the point, Benoit's shot gloved by Caradonna, an early offensive zone draw for the Longwood Lions. And they're a bit short-handed tonight, just 2 subs. This is another shot turned aside by Caradonna, trying to find an early one here, maybe set the tone. Bulls are without Connor DeBow, Michael Wagner, and Dean Falcone, so 3 key pieces there, but still a lot of players left on that bench, a lot of quality players, not the least of which is Aiden Landrigan. Currently leading them in goals and points, but it's the Bulls force turnover. Krakow who enters, handing it off to Brandon Reedy, younger brother of Shane, who just won a ship with the varsity squad. Agavino's shot from the point redirected, ends up going wide. Bulls pressing, Brandon Reedy cutting towards center. Puck is taken away. D'Amico looking for Bolero. Watch out for those Longwood defensemen. They like to activate in transition, but as Benoit lost the handle, Beltrani walks in. Blocker to side by Martins. Loose puck in the slot. Bulls looking to settle it. Comes all the way out to D'Amico. Drops it off to Nicotri. Gives it right back to D'Amico, but it rolls on him. Cacciani racing after it. Bulls. Marcus DeRico. Another one of those JV Red players with brothers on the varsity squad, and he scores. Victor DeRico's younger brother. He's poised to have a bright future at the varsity level, and he finds the back of the net here. It's 1-0 Bulls, and it's just a very impressive skater, just like his older brother actually, and just that quick shot, deceptive release, and just like that, it's 1-0 in favor of Smithtown Hauppauge. Beltrani moved it back for the D. DeRico fires it cross ice. Back to Beltrani. Handing it off to Rinfus beneath the goal line. To DeRico, back across. To Beltrani. DeRico and Rinfus going back and forth beneath the goal line, and DeRico giving it again. Rinfus comes out to the point. Ryan Schreitz's shot redirected wide, stepping into a clapper there. Younger brother of the Bulls captain, but now Straven Cacciani, who's settling it under pressure. Scored the golden goal in last year's JV finals for the Bulls against St. Anthony's JV Gold. And as the puck comes to DeRico, his shot turned aside by Martins. Brogan Highland, Michael Gordiello, Chris Bolero, Grayson Benoit, Brandon Nicotri, Alex D'Amico, and Kyle Contry. Get ready to hear their names a lot. That's all Longwood's going to be rolling out tonight. Sebastian Martins in net. Aiden Landrigan, younger brother of Brendan and the dot, and won the draw. Handed off to Hochi at the point. Comes back to Landrigan. He tied up initially, but breaks free. Moves it across, tried to give it right back. Ends up with John Avlanidis. To Landrigan. To the point for Jake Ryan. Back to Aiden Landrigan. Saucer that one across. The pass that ends up leaving the zone. Jake Ryan has to recollect. Trying to lead Landrigan. Ends up with Contry. Avalanitas trying to force it for a Longwood forward. She's played a little bit of everything this year, and looks like he's rotating in on defense tonight as the Bulls get it clear. So one-score game. Marcus DeRico with the early tally. And right now, Bulls regrouping. And it's offsides. And the face-off. Face-off has been won by the Bulls. Brandon Reedy moving it D to D, trying to regroup. Cummings up ahead. Bulls slip it through. Benoit ends up coming away with it. Escape turn in the corner, looking up ice. Brandon Reedy picking up speed, forces that turnover. Kyle Cummings collects, moves it back ahead for Krakow. Taken away. Krakow has a younger brother on the freshman squad. You're going to be hearing that a lot. Everyone on this roster feels like has a younger and older brother, and if they don't, then, well, there's a decent chance they've already been called up. Wallace pressuring, trying to slide that one through. Puck leaves the zone. Cummings D to D with Christian Agavino. His brother graduated last year, so as Brandon Reedy heads up ice, D'Amico poking it free. Bulls battling. And it comes all the way out. Longwood breaking up these passes in transition. They've done a good job so far. D'Amico again, but now a turnover. Beltrani coming in on a breakaway. Shot, and he scores. Face off. One back by Longwood, but they might have won it back too far. DeRico pressing. And it looks like a penalty going against Beltrani, and just found the back of the net. Now he's going to head to the box. 2 unassisted goals for the Bulls. That's the difference so far. But now it's Longwood heading to the power play. The call on the ice is for hooking. Bulls win it. DeRico handing it off and try and send it out of the zone. Bulls may have a 2-goal lead, but possession has been fairly even so far, and it's credit to Longwood's puck-moving defenseman. And as they re-enter, shot is gloved. We get a whistle here. Face-off is won. DeRico has possession. Bulls forcing a turnover in transition. Pass intended for Renfest was broken up, so Bulls have to reset in the neutral zone again. But Longwood gets it back. Grayson Benoit spinning beneath the goal line, leading Bolero. And Renfest on the back check, but Bolero ends up breaking free. Bulls send it the length of the ice. They're going to get a change. And Longwood looking for a stretch pass. It's broken up. But now it's Longwood heading the other way. Play is broken up by Hauppauge. Benoit collects. And now Contry enters. Can't get the shot off. Hauppauge trying to box him out. Comes out to Landrigan. Smithtown back to Landrigan. They score. And with 5 seconds left on the Longwood power play, Bulls find the back of the net for a shorthanded goal. So a face-off at center. Ends up being won back by the Bulls. The penalty will expire. A shorthanded goal for Aiden Landrigan, assisted by John Hauppauge. Christian Smithtown. Now Landrigan splits the D. Coming in. Poked off his stick. Smithtown collects. Shot. Saved by Martins. D'Amico enters. Sends it towards the front. And we get a whistle. And 7:05 remaining. Bulls get the clear. 2-on-1 developing. Wallace to Krakow. Can't connect. Collected in the corner. Bolero pressuring. Bulls trying to get back to work on the forecheck. Wallace sending it around the wall. D'Amico collects. And the Bulls now regrouping in neutral. Now Christian Agavino has to reset beneath his goal line after an errant pass. Puck came to Krakow. Wallace now resetting. Krakow enters. Shot off the beak of Martins. Bulls on the forecheck. Krakow to the slot. Reedy settles it. Fires. Bar out. Agavino chasing after the rolling puck. Moving it on for Dorico. Ahead for Wallace. Chips it in. Beltrani fires. Saved by Martins. Face off, controlled by the Bulls. Grinfus's pass is deflected, comes to Ryan Trites. Shot turned aside by Martins, comes back towards Trites, who steps in, moves it into the corner, comes back to the point for Beltrani, who's covering for Trites, and then hands it off and now has to reset in neutral as that puck rolled on him. On the forecheck, Marcus Dorico. Wanted the give and go Beltrani. Longwood breaks that up. They're now looking to head up ice. Nicotri slipping by Trites. 2-on-2 developing. Grinfus on the back check. Comes to D'Amico. Shot. And saved by Caradonna. Nicotri versus Semetsis. Pulls forward, wins it back. Off the wall to Avlanitis. Rolls on him, recovers it. Now heading up ice. Hands it off to Semetsis. Shot. It's loose. Nicotri throwing it out to the board. Semetsis picks it back up. Landrigan's shot. Greens off the end boards. Contry to D'Amico. Longwood forward trying to get to work on the cycle. Landrigan's pass is deflected. Ends up going all the way down, and it's going to be Ryan who recollects. Made a nice lead pass to Aiden Landrigan. Enters, drops it off. Avlanitis shot over the bar. Landrigan to Avlanitis on the cycle. Trying to kick it to a stick. Battling for it. Settles it. Hands it off in the corner. Pass across. Comes out to the point where Ryan holds it in. I've actually seen it more at center this season, but looks comfortable on the blue line so far. And Avlanitis ended up losing it. Settled by Hochi. The always reliable defenseman, and as it comes out to the point, sent back into the corner. Avlanitis under pressure. Off the wall to Semetsis. Semetsis and Landrigan both play for the U14 AAA Royals, so bit of pedigree there as well. D'Amico has it. And now as it comes to Hochi, moving it D to D. Ryan up the wall. Landrigan redirects it past Contry. Bolero puts it off the back of the net. Outlet to D'Amico. And on the back check, Semetsis forces a turnover. Longwood forward loses a glove in the process. Bulls heading up ice, picking up speed. It's Christian Semetsis. Across. Right back. Pass intended for, I want to say Avlanitis from Reed. He was broken up, and now Semetsis gets a change. Longwood resetting. Not a bad first period at all for them. They've really held their own under pressure, but as the Bulls force another turnover, Wallace forced the outside. Couldn't muscle his way past Bolero. Comes to Reedy. Shot. Goes wide. Picked up on the opposite side. Cummings to Krakow. Towards the front, all the way across. Reedy settles it. Agavino couldn't get that one off. It was rolling on him. And Bulls JV Red. They fielded two teams this year. JV Blue just capped off their season with a win over JV Black Friars. Right now it's JV Red. Wallace trying to hand it off. Play is broken up. Kyle Contry whipping it around the wall. It comes out to the point. Cummings escapes. Nice turn there. Stepping in and chips it off the wall before looking to head back to the point. Agavino trying to hold it in, but Wallace ends up sticking with it and moves it on for Brandon Reedy, who just hands it off to Agavino, and Bulls defenseman kind of handcuffed there. Now pinching in and wanted that pass on the back door. Bolero saw him right away. 50 seconds remaining in the period. Agavino with a nice poke check. Krakow towards the slot. Comes out loose. Agavino bats it down. Comes free. Martins with the cover. And 40 seconds remaining in the period. Not a bad shift at all for the Bulls, but you got to give credit to Agavino there. You need defensemen that know what they're doing, know how to play with poise and got handcuffed a couple times, but stayed in position, did the right things, and eventually it worked out for them, as they usually do. Rinfus winning it forward. DeRico's shot stopped by Martins. Face off, won by Longwood. Beltrani getting it back. Sockers it to his stick. Comes to the point for Cacciani. Beltrani moving it on. Again, no Falcone, no Dubois, so Bulls defense, not a ton of regulars there. Some forwards who got moved back as Trites can't hold the zone. Battling with the Coterie, poked it back in. Bulls checked up. Beltrani pressuring Bolero, who curls to his backhand off the wall, and that'll do it for the first period. After 15 minutes, the Bulls lead by 3, and not at all a bad period for Longwood again. And we're going to talk about them more, especially now that the JV playoffs are right around the corner. Exciting time for them. And last year's JV finals ended up having pretty significant ramifications during this. Varsity finals were between the Friars and the Bulls, and both of those rosters had a lot of members from that JV squad at that level, and the series plays out very similarly. Friars take game 1, Bulls take games 2 and 3, and right now this JV Red squad, which again coached by Frank Agavino, Jason Pring. Agavino was behind the bench when the Bulls went undefeated last year in the regular season. Lost game 1, came back, won the series. This squad's going to, in all likelihood, repeat that undefeated streak in the regular season. Looks like Beltrani's now taking a shift at defense, so going to be interesting to see how the Bulls manage this moving forward, but definitely taking a lot of looks here. Again, this current varsity squad, they still got states to get ahead of them, but they have seniors, most notably, one of the most notable ones at least, being Patrick Ryan, also Bobby Trites, Victor DeRico, key names. Couple veteran defensemen like Adam Lakowitz and CJ Guglielmo, but very talented JV roster, and as Rinfus to Cacciani ahead for DeRico. Marcus to Rinfus, shot, can't tuck it in. And now it comes back to Marcus DeRico, always around the puck. Rinfus under pressure. Bolero's going to force that free. Rinfus was a part of last year's championship winning squad, but now the Coterie head. Beltrani breaks up the play. Sends it up the wall. DeRico carries it back beneath the goal line, hands it right back to Beltrani, who throws it right back up the wall as if to say, please take the puck out of the zone. Contry ties up DeRico, sends him to the ice. Longwood has possession. The Coterie dropping it off to Bolero. Rinfus forcing that one. Marcus DeRico collects and, forced to pull up again, and another errant pass for the Bulls. And a nice save by Caradonna coming out to angle off that shot. Now Rinfus trying to settle it. Enters. Ends up in the left wing corner. Bulls get 4 fresh bodies out on the ice. The puck leaves the zone, and Jake Ryan recollects. Pass to Aiden Landry off the wall. Couldn't be handled to Heinlein towards center. Play's broken up, and now Semetsis to Avlanitis. Enters, drops it off to Landrigan, collects on his backhand, tried to go back to Avlanitis, who's now shielding the puck, dropped it off, trying to get to work on the cycle, but Semetsis had to rescue it, trying to move it to Landrigan, and Bolero got in the way. Longwood defenseman plays with a lot of pace, and very young, very talented Lions JV squad. And as Landrigan gets it, past Avellanita's shot, redirected, and Bulls trying to get to work in the offensive zone. And Heinlein looking for a clear. Ryan can't hold it in, settles it in the neutral zone, hands it off to Avellanidis. Shielding, carrying beneath his own net, trying to create space, and ends up making a pass that's behind Landrigan. D'Amico collects, and definitely something to watch out for the Bulls. A lot of forwards playing defense. You don't normally get that many forwards skating backwards if you're Longwood, but right now it's offsides. The little drop pass, stutter step at the line. Rare miscue for those two. Landrigan and Semetsis. One forward by Wallace. Krakow steps in. Shot is redirected. Getting to work on the forecheck against Benoit, but the Longwood defender ends up sending it the length of the ice. Caradonna plays it to Cummings. Krakow has it, moving it across. Bulls re-enter. Krakow really getting to work on the forecheck this shift. Contry, however, rescuing at that time. Wallace throws the shoulder in the corner. And a nice keep by Kyle Cummings. Really solid play there. Grayson Benoit now sending it up the wall. It's held in by Brandon Reedy, who slides into the left wing corner. Contry comes away with it. That one's deflected. Popping up towards the slot. Cummings can't hold it in. Now a 3-on-1 developing. As Cummings gets back, Benoit fires it on net, and Bulls defenseman Cummings moving it on ahead. Longwood comes away with it. D'Amico exiting. Agavino pressuring, and now heading the other way, it's Kyle Cummings. Wallace under pressure. Bulls move it to the point. Agavino walking the line. Shot ends up going wide. Comes to Brandon Reedy at the point, moving it along to Wallace. Shot ends up in the right wing corner. Agavino pinches in, backhands it beneath the net, looking for a forward on the cycle. No one there as Smithtown Hauppauge was in the middle of the change, but now Renfus' shot is blocked. Settles it on the backhand, poked out into the corner. Brandon Reedy up the boards. Held in by Cummings, comes back to Reedy. Off-angle shot ends up coming out along the wall. Agavino racing after it now. Ends up being forced to recollect in the defensive zone. Pass off the wall. Marcus Tirico, nice backhand feed to Nick Renfus, but lead pass for Cacciani, who ends up getting caught up with Benoit. Nice forecheck nonetheless, and as Longwood dumps it back in, Bulls really looking to start getting back into the neutral zone there. Just trying to settle it right now is Gordiello battling with Cummings, who pokes it to Agavino. Cross-ice pass is deflected. Renfus ahead. Tirico has it. Looking towards the front. Wanted Renfus. Pass was deflected. Marcus Tirico rescues it. Bolero gloves it down. Renfus supporting with a little poke check. Comes to Cacciani. His shot off the outside of the pipe and out, and comes back up to the point for Ryan. Into the corner, Tirico to Renfus. Cacciani on the back door, but the shot turned aside by Martins. Longwood sends it the length of the ice, and another stoppage. And Longwood will make a couple substitutions. Cacciani wins it back. Ryan shot off the stick, glancing off the glass. Strong save by Martin, and Tritz's shot ends up going wide. Cacciani on the forecheck, forcing it free, and comes out to the point. Shot ends up being blocked. Cacciani forces a turnover, though. DeRico wanted Rinfus on the back door, was deflected. Comes out to the point for Ryan. Bulls trying to regroup. Rico to the back door. Rinfus collects. Sends it across the slot. Shot from Avlanitis is blocked. McCotree has it heading up ice. Longwood trying to send it across the slot. They're in the middle of a substitution. Aiden Landrigan heading up ice to Avlanitis. Landrigan cuts towards the front, wants it back, gets it. Pulls up, looking cross. Shot from Semetsis is turned aside by Martins. And he's settling into this game, and the Bulls starting to pick up the pace here, but Longwood feeling comfortable, and now it's Kyle Contry heading up ice. Carrying it to the outside, pulls up, but Beltrani forces the turnover. Pass makes its way through for Semetsis, 3-on-1 to Avlanitis. Shot turned aside. Rebound, it goes into the left wing corner. Bulls didn't seem to know where that one ended up, and Longwood sending it down, but not all the way. So Caradonna gloves it, and we get a whistle. 6:35 remaining, and there really hasn't been much offense from either side this period. A couple chances, but both teams really aggressive. They both want to play with pace, but right now, even with 7 skaters, Longwood's used to being shorthanded sometimes. They have a lot of talented players, and sometimes the problem with that is those talented players have other commitments. Also, it's winter break, of course. Bulls send it all the way down, but it went past Bolero. Landrigan collects, sends it across the slot, all the way out to the point. Beltrani carrying it in. Backhand, poked off his stick. Contry leaving it for Gordiello. Off Highland's stick, and that one goes all the way down, but icing's waved off. Avlanitis collecting, pulls up against the Coterie, picking up speed as he heads towards center, but Bulls enter. Avlanitis to Landrigan, and they score. That one was redirected on its way. I actually thought that was a pass. Let's take another look at that, because bit of an odd sequence here. Not necessarily even the one Avlanitis intended, because this one is going to get right. Oh, that goes off the stick of the defender and in. That's a tough break for both Martins and the aforementioned defender, because it's one of those plays where it just kind of catches you off guard. Krakow's shot goes wide, and credit to Kyle Contry and Sebastian Martins. They've had a strong period. It's a bit surprising that happens. Sometimes you get a really bad bounce. Saw it in game 1 of the finals, and Bulls still managed to pull out a title. So it happens to the best of them. Brandon Reedy now chipping it in against Bolero. Contry back, moving it over. Comes out to the point. Cummings walking the line. Hands it off to Krakow. Back to the point. Cummings fires it in. Brandon Reedy carrying it towards the slot. Nicotri. Agavino pressuring. Forcing it free that time. Nicotri got it back, and Brandon Reedy now goes to recollect. Left it behind. Nicotri trying to cut towards center. Cummings heading up ice. 3-on-2. Slips by. Walks in. Wrap around. Looking up front. Pass through the slot. Comes all the way out. Shot redirected. Martins gloves it away from the net. With Heinlein. Sends it all the way down, and that's icing. No two ways about it. It's heading all the way back down. 4:13 remaining. It's a 4-score game. And really speaks to the talent of this Bulls team that they're up 4-0 right now, and they probably feel like they should be winning by more, but as the draw is 1 to Rinfus, his shot paddled aside by Martins. Just goes to show you the importance of defensemen like Connor Dubois, Dean Falcone, and Michael Wagner. Just a really scrappy forward, part of their top 6, also their captain. So as that one comes out towards the point, Ryan Treitz, his shot was deflected by Heinlein. Heading up ice now, it's Grayson Benoit. Jake Ryan has it. Jake Ryan on Benoit, that is. Longwood defender lost it to Rico, cutting towards the slot, pass across. Rinfus dropping it off, and Cacciani, pass redirected. Comes back after DeRico forces a turnover, handing it off at the point. Nice play there. Comes to Rico, looking for the front shot from Cacciani, and the Rinfus buries the rebound. He's been around it tonight. And Rinfus is one of those players where very calm, very patient. Sometimes, here's the thing about Rinfus. You're going to notice him around the puck a lot. I got a chance to call him in the finals last year. He's not a Draven Cacciani type. It's very deliberate in every movement he makes. There's no movement wasted. And as Landrigan makes that pass across to Semetsis, he's a good fit with Cacciani because Cacciani is just always chasing somebody out there. Bulls battling for it. Benoit wanted to clear. It's held in. On the cycle to Avlanitis. Landrigan to the back door. Semetsis, shot redirected. Avlanitis has it. And comes back to Semetsis. Looking. Finds Landrigan. His pass is deflected by Bolero, who's really been locking in on him all night, trying to limit the impact the Bulls forward can make. And when you're third in the league in points, well, defenders are going to do that. Longwood sends it all the way down. Caradonna coming out to play it. Leaves it for Beltrani, and pass deflected by Heinlein. Beltrani has to be rescued basically by Avlanitis. Now the Bulls are entering. Longwood sending it all the way down. It goes past Hochi, so icing's waved off. Beltrani has it beneath the goal line. Moves it to Semetsis, hands it off for Landrigan. Right back, shot, save. So it's going to be a defensive zone draw for Longwood. Right wing side of the zone for the Bulls. They win it back. Cummings steps in. Feed to the back door. And a shot turned aside from Wallace after pass from Brandon Reedy, who lost his footing as he made it. And Bolero's clearing attempt. Wallace throws the shoulder that time. Getting a little chippier here, starting to pick up the pace. And Krakow now on the forecheck. And right now as Longwood re-enters, D'Amico on it, looking towards the front. 53 seconds remaining. A misfired shot. Brandon Reedy trying to settle it, but can't in time to create. Man rush now cutting in. Bolero against Reedy. Benoit trying to rescue it. Agavino stepping in, forcing a turnover. Benoit really pressing, and Longwood gets it clear. That one goes all the way around, and icing waved off as Cummings collects beneath his own cage. Laid pass comes to Wallace. Trying to slip through. Turnover. Agavino's shot. And it goes off Martins. 10 seconds remaining. Heinlein battling along the wall. Bowles trying to get one last shot off before the end of the period, but as Krakow collects, sends it across. It's intercepted by Benoit. That's it. For the second stanza, Bulls lead 5-0. And we'll be back after 1 minute. And Cacciani centering Dorico and Renfus at the start of this period. Nicotri in the opposite dot for Longwood. Lions have won it back. Bolero under pressure. Leads Nicotri. Shot on net is blockered out by Caradonna. Cummings off the wall. Heading up ice. Bulls in transition. Pass across is picked off by Nicotri. Moved ahead for Agavino. Carrying it across crease in his own zone, picking up speed. Enters, fires off Martin's shoulder. Rebound popped out. Bulls can't get to it in time, and Renfus re-enters. Shot off. The bar might have hit Martin's helmet too, as that one redirected before it reaches the net. You can just tell Nick Renfus is looking for another here. Nicotri moving it to the weak side. Nobody there for either squad. Agavino collects. And now Cacciani trying to slip past Bolero. Martins gets the cover. Metsis wins it to Landrigan. Comes to the point for Trites, who hands it off along the half wall, looking towards the slot. Pass ends up going off a skate. Longwood's really collapsing, and right now it looks like, as the Lions have possession, it looks like the Bulls are heading to the penalty kill. So it's going to be a power play for Longwood. And as that draw is eventually won by the Bulls, they enter the zone. Landrigan looking, shot scores. A shorthanded goal for Aiden Landrigan, and that's his second of the game. It's the Bulls' second shorty of the game, and Well, they now lead 6-2. Face off is one back by Longwood. Smets is forcing a turnover, sends it towards the slot. Longwood gets it clear all the way down. That's going to be no, icing is waved off. Bulls moving up the boards. Heinlein to Nicotri. Play is initially broken up, but Longwood gets it back, and Semetsis trying to spring Landry, that pass intercepted. Benoit now recollecting. Paired with Contry currently. But it's Grayson Benoit moving it across the ice to Gordiello. Ryan forcing a turnover. Landrigan ahead. Semetsis. Landrigan let Benoit throw it up the wall towards Heinlein. Nicotri. Longwood has possession. Bolero's shot redirected, and it's covered by Caradonna. .40 seconds remaining on the power play. And the draw is won back by the Bulls. The penalty to Avlonitis for hooking was just the second call of the game, both for hooking actually. That pass makes its way to the line. Benoit has to settle the rolling puck, moves it on for D'Amico. Pass across. Freck chipping it ahead, short-handed opportunity. But now Avlonitis is out of the box. Bulls on a 2-on-1 shot. Ends up being a misfire there. A beautiful opportunity nonetheless. Just doesn't work out for the Bulls that time. And as they now reset in their own zone, a pass to Brandon Reedy. Shot, blocker to side, batted in. A beautiful redirection. And sometimes it doesn't get talked about is the ability to redirect, bat those pucks out of midair, and the Bulls find the back of the net that time. Beltrani getting the goal. Agavino has it. Trying to find Rinfus. Bolero. Bulls end up entering delayed offsides. Longwood now heading the other way. Heinlein separated from the puck, chipped it on ahead. Rinfus handing it off to Cummings. Moved along and then fired across where Contry steps into it. Under pressure, wants Bolero. Reversing it to the opposite corner. Contry has to collect. Bulls Agavino trying to get in the lanes that time. Longwood's Bolero picks up speed. Agavino keeping him to the outside. Bulls recollecting. DeRico with possession. Lost it. Bulls recover. Cummings that time. Lead pass. DeRico redirects it. Ends up with Contry. Longwood's Heinlein re-enters. Comes back to Agavino, and Lions force a turnover. Coming in, shot, kicked out. Rinfus heading up ice. Contry separates him. Rinfus gets it back. Carrying it from right to left to the slot. Cacciani's shot. And that ends up ricocheting off the wall. Schreitz holds it. Marcus DeRico collects. Carrying it in. Shot. And high sticking. And that's going to be heading all the way down. Face off, one back by the Bulls. They lead by 7. But Bolero stepping in after intercepting a pass. Shot turned aside by Caradonna. Ryan corralling it away from the net. And a lead pass intended all the way down. That's icing. Trying to lead Semetsis there. Aiden Landrigan leads all Bulls tonight in points with 4. I believe that would give him 50, which is the number his brother Brendan hit last year as a sophomore. Aiden only a freshman, so Semetsis chips it out, trying to pick up speed. Bolero tied up. Semetsis comes in, shot, turned aside, puck is loose. Landrigan. Looks like we got a stop that time. Ends up heading to the right wing. Face-off dot. A good shift from Landrigan. Semetsis trying to push the pace a little bit. As the face-off is tied up. Comes to Contry. Looking up ice towards Gordiello. Avlanitis on the back check. And now it's Landrigan. Puck rolls. Pass deflected. Gets it right back. Shot redirected. Now a turnover. Landrigan across. Semetsis shot. Redirected. It's loose. Steered away from the net. Longwood trying to get a handle on it. And Semetsis intercepting that feed in transition. Hands it off to Landrigan. Looks back across. Avlanitis curling away from pressure, hands it back to Semetsis. Walks in, shot over the net. Avlanitis trying to shield against Bolero. Ends up beneath the goal line. Comes to Ryan. Back to Avlanitis to Landrigan. Bulls forward. Backhanding it. Gets it back in the slot. Feeds it across for Avlanitis. Wants it back. Doesn't get it. Comes out to the point. Trites. Moves it over to Semetsis. Across. Pass across. Broken up Trites. Kicked away by Bolero. And Avlanitis gets a glove on it. Bulls trying to recover it. Sent up the wall to Semetsis. Avlanitis takes over. Landrigan gets the drop pass across the Semetsis. Shot off the shoulder of Martins. Puck remains in play. Kyle Contry trying to move it along, and turnover is forced. Avlanitis to Beltrani. Back to Avlanitis. Drops it off. Beltrani's shot goes wide. 6:05 remaining. Bulls starting to get to work on the cycle. Just haven't found the back of the net yet. Longwood very aggressive defensive zone. Landrigan goes for a change. He's been out for a while. So Semetsis will take over. Both teams battling for it. Longwood's Contry comes away with it and just fires it all the way down, and we get a whistle for icing. Face-off is one back. Beltrani moving it across. Comes out in front. Loose the back door. Krakau's shot stopped by Martins. And face-off is one forward. Ends up on net. Martins really getting a feel for the puck here tonight. And The more you let him settle into a game, the better he tends to be. And you can say that about most netminders, but if you're Longwood, you have to be happy with his performance down the stretch. Caradonna leaving for Beltrani, off the wall to Reedy. Moves it on for Wallace. Turnover. Benoit on it. Wallace recovers. Bolero going for a stick, and the Bulls enter 2-on-1 shot off the bar and out. And lead pass, Bolero enters for Longwood. Beltrani trying to get it back, but Bulls exit. Wallace looking across, ends up turning it over, comes all the way down. Caradonna leaves it for Agavino, who picks up the pace in transition, but gets pickpocket and sends it in. Just whacking at it that time, and Reedy pressuring, but Bulls really can't make much happen on that opportunity, and now an errant D-to-D pass. Bulls have to reset beneath their own goal line. Agavino leading. Wallace. Benoit forcing a turnover. Bulls, Reedy pressing. Trying to get it back here, but it comes out to the point. Shot from Cummings ends up going wide, and Agavino's shot also goes wide, and they try to hold it in, but Bolero gets it, and it rolls on Krakow, so Agavino has to reset. Bulls really running some long shifts here. As that one goes trickling down to the goal line, Bolero has to collect it. Makes a long stretch pass to Heinlein, who deflects it in. Cummings to Agavino. Backhand up the wall. Benoit to Rico. Battling for it. Nicotri sends it back down. Longwood on the forecheck. Bulls looking to break it out of their own zone. But Bolero breaking up that attempt, and now heading the other way. It's Rinfist who chips it ahead for Cacciani. Pulls up from the outside. His pass is deflected, comes out. Settled by Cummings, who hands it off to Rinfist, and Bulls trying to settle it. Puck rolls to Agavino. Shot bouncing off the wall to Rico to the front. Stick lift. Breaks up that play, but an errant pass by Longwood. Cacciani really pushing the tempo here for the Bulls. Puck comes out in the corner. Rinfist to Cacciani. Gives it right back, and these two really getting to work in the corners. And not the biggest players, but you wouldn't know it based on how they play. Agavino now cutting in. Fires it. That goes wide and expresses his displeasure. It's Cacciani to Rinfist. Off the wall. Agavino back to Rinfist. Trying to move it across. And Rinfist to the front. Shot. They score. Traven Cacciani finds the back of the net. There's a nice play here, finding the back of the net, and Rinfist battling for it, and that's what you need to do if you're the Bulls for cutting that short for the face-off. You gotta get into the corners, you gotta battle. When they get into the corners and they battle, you can see why they're undefeated, but a few bodies out, winner break, I see an icing call here. Clock is just going to wind down here. You face off left wing dot, and Avlanitis can't win it. Longwood, Heinlein looking for a clear. Comes to Landrigan. Walks in, fires off the shoulder of Martins, and we get a whistle. Looks like there might have been an equipment issue with Martin's helmet. Irregardless, I don't think we're getting another face-off here. That should pretty much do it. Final score in favor of the Bulls. It's an 8-0 victory. You've been watching Suffolk County High School Hockey League action in the JV division on the Long Island Sports Network, your home for high school hockey here on Long Island. That's all for tonight. We'll be back on Saturday with developmental and freshman action. Back on Sunday as well as we approach the tail end of the regular season. Good night, everyone.